Who killed Tupac and Biggie? I think both of these dudes were assassinated in some kind of way. More Biggie than Tupac. I think Tupac might have got killed by a dude that they had an incident with earlier that day. But Biggie's is...
Tupac hit us with Hit 'Em Up, and that joint was cold. I had to make the call to Biggie, and I said, we not gonna respond. Somebody's gonna get hurt. Like when we had got hit with Hit 'Em Up, I had to make the call to Biggie, and I said, we not gonna respond. Somebody's gonna get hurt.
So do you think Puffy was involved in the shooting?
I believe so. I do believe so. I have proved things that I can say that will back up my claim, but this is not for the world to know about. You know what I mean? It's between me and him, and only.
So Diddy killed Tupac and Biggie Smalls? Am I hearing this right? Prosecutors confirmed that Diddy's name was used 77 times in documentation.
There's no real reason for you to carry a 9mm.
Don't believe that. Why? In 2 years, I've had a gun pulled on me by my limo driver, by police, by everybody. You know what I'm saying? And only they can answer that question. I have my own opinion, but I wouldn't slander their name like they did mine. I wouldn't say things that I knew. You know what I mean? I believe.
Disclaimer. Urban Tea is an entertainment news channel. All content is based on publicly available information, reports, and sources. We do not claim any information as fact unless officially confirmed. Stories may include opinions or interpretations for entertainment purposes only. Viewer discretion is advised.
For nearly 3 decades, the murder of Tupac Shakur has remained one of hip-hop's darkest and most controversial mysteries. Endless theories, endless suspects, endless silence. But now, 50 Cent is speaking. And what he's saying has reignited a fire many believed was already burned out. This isn't just another conspiracy. This is street knowledge, industry politics, and a warning Tupac may have ignored. According to 50 Cent, Tupac's death wasn't random. It wasn't a hit ordered from the shadows of the music industry, and it wasn't some Hollywood-style setup. In 50's words, this was the streets catching up. Let's rewind. On the night of September 7th, 1996, Tupac was riding in a black BMW alongside Suge Knight, leaving a Mike Tyson fight in Las Vegas. Just hours earlier, Tupac had been involved in a physical altercation at the MGM Grand, an incident that would later become central to everything that followed. Shots rang out, Tupac was hit 4 times. 6 days later, he was gone. And hip-hop was never the same. For years, fingers were pointed everywhere: rival rappers, record labels, secret societies, even government agencies. But 50 Cent says the truth was never that complicated. In multiple interviews and private conversations, 50 has hinted that Tupac's death stemmed from gang politics, specifically the long-standing tension between Death Row Records and Southside Compton affiliates. According to 50, Tupac wasn't just a rapper that night, he was a participant, a man who stepped into a situation he didn't fully understand. 50 has openly stated that Tupac was not a street guy by upbringing, but once he aligned himself with Death Row, he adopted the rules, without fully respecting the consequences. And in the streets, perception is everything. The MGM Grand incident, according to investigators and later confessions, involved Orlando "Baby Lane" Anderson, a known affiliate of the Southside Crips. Tupac, surrounded by Death Row members, allegedly attacked Anderson earlier that night. That moment, 50 says, sealed Tupac's fate, because in street culture, disrespect doesn't expire. 50 Cent has made it clear, when you publicly embarrass someone connected to that life, retaliation is almost guaranteed. And he doesn't sugarcoat it. There's no mystery, 50 has implied. You jump somebody like that and then you ride through the city like nothing happened? That's not how the streets work. Years later, former gang members and insiders would echo the same story, that Tupac's killing was an act of retaliation, not a grand conspiracy. And while 50 stopped short of naming names outright, he's consistently aligned with the conclusion that Orlando Anderson was directly involved, a belief that mirrors what Las Vegas investigators eventually stated before Anderson's own death. But here's where the drama deepens. 50 Cent doesn't just blame the shooter, he also points the finger at the environment Tupac was in. The constant entourage, the unchecked aggression, the idea that being fearless meant being untouchable. According to 50, Tupac had too many people around him who benefited from the chaos, and not enough who are willing to pull him back. Tupac was powerful, 51 said, but power without discipline is dangerous. And then there's Suge Knight. 50 Cent has never been shy about his opinion of Suge. He suggested that Suge's leadership style, encouraging dominance, intimidation, and confrontation, created the perfect storm that ultimately cost Tupac his life. Not because Suge wanted Tupac dead, but because he failed to protect him from himself. In 50's view, Tupac was a revolutionary trapped in a war he didn't start, but chose to fight. And that choice had consequences. What makes 50's perspective hit harder is that he's speaking as someone who survived 9 gunshot wounds. Someone who understands violence not as mythology, but as reality. He's not romanticizing Tupac's death. He's warning others.
This is what happens when music and street politics collide, 50 has said. To this day, Tupac's murder remains officially unsolved. But in the streets, according to 50 Cent, the answer has always been known. And maybe the most haunting part of all, Tupac himself once said, "I don't see myself growing old." Was it intuition? Or was he already aware that the path he chose had no exit? One thing is certain. Tupac didn't just die because of who pulled the trigger. He died because of where he stood, who he stood with, and the rules he chose to play by. And as 50 Cent reminds us, the streets never forget, they never forgive, and they always collect.
It's like the Tupac movie, bro. Man, and you know what's crazy? When you say the Tupac movie, I liked the Tupac movie, which is great.
Like when we had got hit with Hit 'Em Up, I had to make the call to Biggie, and I said, we're not gonna respond. Somebody's gonna get hurt if we